Good morning and welcome to the What's Up London show. I'm your host, Jennifer Slay. I would like to recognize and acknowledge my ancestors that came before me, allowing me to be here today. I also acknowledge that London is located on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabeg, Haudenosaunee, the Napawak, and the Ottawandarin peoples, and that I am privileged to be able to call this land home. As usual, we have an eclectic show for you today. Our guests are doing some pretty amazing things here in the city of London, and I'm excited to get started. Our first guest is multi-talented, brilliant, and has a heart of gold. She's a triple threat. She's a member of the Black London Network and has advised that the BLN has some great initiatives on the horizon. Let's meet Alexandra Kane and hear all about them. Hello, Alex, and welcome to the show.
Hi, Jen. How are you?
I am well, thank you. So you are here representing Black London Network.
Yes, I am.
Yes. And so can you tell us what is Black London Network?
So Black London Network is, let's start from the beginning. Black London Network started originally as Black London Support Group. It was a group put together by Melvin Wright, and it was just an online Facebook group where Black Londoners can sort of connect and find some resources to share within each other, within our communities. And he had that going for a few years. And then right shortly after the George Floyd was murdered, we took the group a lot more seriously in terms of we really need to strengthen our communities and hold each other close at this really tender time. And a group of folks, we got together and transformed Black London Support Group to the Black London Network. And it's a community-based organization, grassroots, that is focused on bringing equity into the ACB communities in terms of health equity. We have people who post food service programs, job interviews and job training, education for youth. And then we, the Black London Network, have a few initiatives that we do as a group for the communities to really support our ACB communities.
Okay, and what are some of the initiatives that are going on?
So some of the things that we have on right now are we took a little bit, not a break during Black History Month, because you don't take a break during Black History Month, but last year we did Saidat, who's one of our group members. She did a nugget of Black history for every single day of Black History Month. What an incredible feat. And that is available online. But this year we are focusing our energies towards two things. First, we have, with partnership with the Black London Project, we have an art gallery at the museum, and it features all Black artists, and it's different types of mediums. So yes, there's visual arts, but there's performance arts. My show was featured, Finding Black Joy, just a grave and a mirror portion. And then Moses Latigo Odaida, he has his documentary as well, showing at the museum, along with other great artists. And so that's the first initiative. Second initiative, in which I'm really excited about, is we're creating a Black Mental Health Week, and that will be available soon in celebration of Black Mental Health Day, which is, I believe, the first Monday of March, and but we're transforming it into a week. And Black Londoners can register to receive a voucher. Black Lives Matter London will be paying for your first session to speak with one of our local Black therapists. So, yeah.
That's wonderful, because there is this stigma within the Black community about mental health. And so being able to provide that support, I think, is incredible. That's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah, letting Black Londoners know that it's important to take mental health is self-care, and that's nothing to shy away from.
Definitely, definitely. Well, that is wonderful. So, Alex, I cannot let you go without acknowledging the fact that you are an incredible talent to London, as well as all of the activism that you do. And so I just want to say that you are very much appreciated within the community, and thank you for everything that you do.
Appreciate you.
Not a problem. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for being here.
You too. Take care.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Your happy place. Easy 1013, the perfect music mix.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
For more information about the vaccine and eligibility, visit healthunit.com. To book an appointment, call the number on your screen or book online at covidvaccinelm.ca.
This is Rogers TV.
Welcome back. Our next guests are students at Western University and are part of a club called Purple Hands. They try to promote and attend to the voices of marginalized individuals in the community. Let's meet Sammy, Elise, and Khadija. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us. Hi, everyone.
No problem. So tell us about Purple Hands. What is it?
So Purple Hands is a student-run organization based out of Western University, and our goal is to bridge the gap between the student populations and marginalized communities in London. And we do this through outreach, advocacy, and education.
That's great. So you said that you do this through outreach. Do you go out into the community and work front lines with?
Yeah, so we have a whole bunch of different branches of the organization, but we try and use as many of them as we can to go out into the community. So we have one branch that is involved in helping in running programs for low-income children. We have one branch involved in volunteering at various meal services. And we have one branch that runs various events where we go out into the community and try and provide donations, support, various things like that to people directly, rather than just providing them generally. We can actually see where what we're doing is going.
Well, that is amazing. And in March, before we started filming, you had indicated that there's a symposium that you're planning. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so I'd love to talk about that. So this event that we're planning is actually our second of the year. And the symposium brings together sort of a diverse group of speakers. This year, our focus is on some of the different historically marginalized groups and their experiences of homelessness and housing deprivation. And we bring together these speakers and we bring together students in the community. We sort of have a discussion about what homelessness looks like, what does housing deprivation look like. So our event will be happening on March 12th, and we're really looking forward to it.
And is it a virtual event or is it online?
Yeah.
Sorry, in person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as lovely as it would be to be in person, unfortunately, it is virtual. For this portion, we've had to switch a lot of our events to virtual just for the safety of the community, really.
No problem. And so how can London support not only this event, but also just the group in general?
So for this event specifically, because it is virtual, anyone is welcome to come out to it. We can share the link. It will also be on our website, which is purplehands.com, or sorry, purplehandsuwo.com. And then other ways we can support, we try and just sort of reach out to the community as much as we can. So anyone interested in partnering with us for an event, providing donations, we can accept those on our website through a GoFundMe, providing donations for any various drives, for example, resources and clothing, food, things like that. There are a whole lot of ways that London can kind of support, or just spreading the word about who we are to try and expand our reach so we can help more.
Okay. And are club members restricted only to students at Western?
At the moment, yes, just because we are still a smaller organization, but we're considering expanding in the future outward.
Oh, that is amazing. That's amazing. All right. And so you said that you do a lot of different community things. Can you share, so people just have an idea of the different things that you do, share what you've done in the past?
Yeah, so Khadija can talk about what our program is with the children, but before that, some of the outreaches we've done is we've done a winter resource drive, for example, where we provide hot chocolate and various clothes to people, and we try and do this going out in the community in an area that's very easily accessible for people, and that way it's easy for them to access the things. We can also talk to them and try and share their stories, create conversation, and promote their voices in the community, because so often there's so much stigma around homelessness and people don't really understand the various roots of it. So we try and use these outreach opportunities to share some of the stories that people have.
Definitely. And Khadija?
So Sammy's mentioned the Circles program. It is basically a mentorship initiative comprised of dedicated community members working to overcome barriers in their respective lives through forming networks with others in similar areas that they're in. So this program aims to tear down the stigmatized perspectives of poverty and focus on collaborative personal relationships to empower marginalized individuals in self-growth. What we do at Purple Hands specifically is work with the program to provide child minding services to low-income families partaking in the Circles program, acting kind of like a mentor-mentee program for these children.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Kids always need that mentorship so that they can look up to someone and strive. Thank you all for being here today. You're doing some wonderful work. And it's so nice to see students doing this work because it just shows us what you're going to be doing in the future as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Huron Flooring offers a vast selection of pre-finished hardwood floors in a variety of colors, textures, widths, and finishes. We also provide resanding and refinishing of your existing flooring and stairs. Visit us at Huron Flooring, 782 York Street in London.
The signature gala event of Black History Month is coming to your home with electrifying performances by Soul Sessions, Dominique Grant, Jax, and skating sensation Elage Balday. Let's all celebrate together, supported by Rogers Communications Inc., presented by Art Experiential Projects.
Hi everyone, my name's Ranger M. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
That he fell. Whoa, I'm not driving. I'm way too stoned. How are you feeling, Veer?
Oh, since we had that talk, I'm not driving tonight at all.
What about you, Dave?
You only had a couple of drinks.
And only a couple of puffs.
I don't drink and drive. No way I'm getting behind the wheel when I smoked weed, too.
How are we getting home, then?
You can drive, Dave.
Come on, Dave.
Take one for the team, buddy.
Don't let weed and alcohol influence your decision to drive.
Yeah, I need a ride.
You're watching Rogers TV, London.
Welcome back. International Women's Day is coming up, and there are a number of events happening to celebrate the accomplishments and achievements of women. Karen Chalmers, the Senior Director of Brand and Engagement, is here to talk to us about an event called Smashing Barriers that Tech Alliance, along with a number of other organizations, are hosting this year. Hello, Karen, and welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Jen. So lovely to be here again.
No problem. So tell us about Smashing Barriers, the event for International Women's Day.
Right. So Smashing Barriers, it's our annual International Women's Day event happening on March 8th, International Women's Day at 4:00. And this year we're partnering with the London Small Business Center, Women in Communications and Technology, ourselves Tech Alliance, of course, LEDC, and the London Chamber of Commerce. And we're presenting a talk called Building and Breaking for Everyone. And the idea is that when we come together as a community, the collaboration and partnership collectively, we can imagine a better world that's gender equal, a world free of bias and stereotypes and discrimination, and a world that's diverse, equitable, and inclusive, a world where a difference is valued and celebrated. Basically, we can forge women's equality and break the bias at the same time.
Awesome. And this event, as you said, is on March 8th at 4:00. And who is the keynote speaker?
So our keynote speaker this year, as we gather together virtually, is Avery Francis, an HR specialist and a leader in thoughts, words, and actions, and a champion for women and all marginalized communities. Avery spent her career helping leaders navigate the challenging world of talent, hiring, and building genuinely inclusive spaces for companies and cultures. She's an award-winning HR leader and a talent strategist and a champion for diversity and inclusion. And on top of all of that, she's a Canadian entrepreneur and the founder and CEO of Bloom, a full-service workplace design consultancy based on immersive diversity, equity, and inclusion learning experiences. And she's just a fabulous person in general. And she also works with leading startups to help navigate the world of talent and acquisition and building inclusive workplaces and cultures. So we're very, very lucky to have Avery with us.
Oh my goodness, she could talk probably for hours about all of those. Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. And so in terms of the Smashing Barriers and the event, why is it important? Well, obviously we know why it's important, but what do you want to convey to people watching for them to buy tickets?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot has happened since the inception of International Women's Day. In fact, it began in 1909, but the work is just beginning. You know, this day marks the moment to reflect on the triumphs and celebrate on the power and acknowledge the shortcomings that we also have. And we have to plan for strategies and change as we revere women. So the International Women's Day theme for 2022 is Break the Bias, and it captures what we embrace and the work we hope to emulate each and every day in our lives and work in the community. So gathering as a community is what we intend to do. We want to share time and create space for change with our accomplished speaker and looking at ways we can champion women and all marginalized communities.
That's amazing. And so the partnerships that you've created for this event, I know that a number of them are champions for women. And can you talk a little bit about who the partners are?
Of course. Yeah. So of course we have, the London Small Business Center where, women who are starting business can go and find some great help. Women in Communications and Technology obviously is a women-based organization that focuses on women who are in the communications and technology space, but they also, bring in women who are leaders of all types. LEDC obviously creating tons of room for women in the London space. And the London Chamber of Commerce, once again, championing businesses who are women-led. And of course, us at Tech Alliance, that is part of our values and ideals is to create space for marginalized communities of all types.
Wonderful. And so if people want to buy tickets, where do they go?
Of course. We want you all to come and join us in this celebration as we talk about, strength and vulnerability and grit and balance and unfold the collective experience of what the truth of work looks like. And so you can get your tickets at smashingbarriers_22.eventbrite.ca. And we hope to see you all there and enjoy, the wonderful talk that Avery's bringing to us.
And how long is the event?
Should be about an hour. So it'll be a quick hour, you come in right at the end of your workday and soak up the amazing talk that Avery will have for us and spend time collectively championing women and helping to break the bias.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Karen. Thank you for sharing this event. And I know it's going to be a big success, or a smashing success.
Thanks so much, Jen. We'll see you there.
Take care.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Jean-Marie! Fire! The neighbor's farm is on fire! It's almost to the road! It's heading for us!
Help me get the animals out of the barn!
The fire's getting closer!
I'm on the horse!
The house is burning!
Get out to the river! Get up!
We can't leave everything! Careful! Don't fall!
Come on! We have to hurry!
Hurry! There's the river! We're going to make it! I can't swim!
Yes, you can!
Hurry! Hurry!
You must get in!
I can't!
Watch out for sparks!
His hair's on fire!
Keep their hair wet!
In May 1870, fires raged along the Saguenay River for more than 150 kilometers, destroying land and lives. One family survived by dousing themselves all night against the searing heat. One family, among the thousands whose resourcefulness and courage shaped the character of this land.
Night's action on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. A few months ago, Lerners Lawyers was on the show to talk about the Lerners Healthcare Champions Initiative that recognizes the contributions from individuals in the healthcare and rehabilitation areas in Southwestern Ontario. The finalists have been chosen, so let's hear how we can support. Hello, Alicia, and welcome back to the show.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. So tell us about what's happened. You were on a little while ago to tell us about the contest that Lerners has put on. Can you remind our viewers about the contest and then what's happened since?
For sure. So it's the Lerners Healthcare Champions, and it's an initiative that we started last year to recognize healthcare workers and rehab workers in the region who really go above and beyond for their clients and their patients and the community at large. So we are now moving into the voting stage. We have narrowed the selection down to 10 finalists. That was done by our exemplary selection committee. And now the public is able to vote on those finalists. To vote, you go to healthcarechampions.lerners.ca, and you can vote every single day. So you're not limited to only one vote. We encourage people to come back and visit daily and support their champion of choice. And we have a really, really impressive roster this year of healthcare professionals who have been selected as finalists. From the London community, we have a nephrologist, a clinical research manager, 2 nurses from the Children's Hospital, a neonatal intensive care nurse, and then a nurse practitioner. And then we also have a clinical social worker, a rehab therapist, and also the medical director of RAM Clinic here in London. So just an amazing set of local finalists. And we do have some others from the region, including from Waterloo, Strathroy, and also from Windsor.
Oh my goodness. How did the committee, how were they able to, because I'm imagining that there must have been a great wealth of people sent in, and then they picked those people. I don't know how they would have done that.
Me neither, to be perfectly honest. Our panel, they were given the information that were provided by the nominees. They reviewed all that information and they met together to narrow down the people that had been nominated. And I really would like to extend a very sincere thanks to everyone that nominated a healthcare champion. It really was a difficult job for our panelists, but they've done a great job, and they have selected some really, really impressive finalists for the Lerners Healthcare Champions.
It's a great initiative to recognize the people that are supporting the community in so many different ways.
Oh, absolutely. And go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Yeah, it's just an amazing panel. And what I really love about the initiative is not only are we getting to recognize healthcare professionals who are going above and beyond, but we also get introduced to charities, local charities. The finalists all choose a charity of their choice. And if they are selected as a winner, then we will be donating $5,000 to the charity that they want to support. And what's great about it is there are several charities that have been chosen by our finalists that I've never even heard of. So it's really great in that we're able to give some exposure to these charities. So that's another really great thing about this initiative is not only are we recognizing the healthcare professionals, but we're also getting to shine some light on community groups that are going above and beyond for the community.
Wonderful. And they will be awarded at the gala. Can you tell about the gala?
For sure. So it's going to be on April the 21st. You can actually register now and you go to the exact same place you go to vote. Again, that's healthcarechampions.lerners.ca. And the gala, it is going to be a virtual event this year, but it's not just sit and watch people get awards. It is really interactive. We're going to have performers. You're going to get to hear from the winners. There's games that the attendees get to play. So it's really an experience that our attendees get to enjoy as we represent our champions.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you so much for being on the show again and for sharing this information. London, get out there and vote.
Yes,
and
please.
Hopefully we'll see you again in April.
Sounds good. Have a great day.
You too. Take care. That's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in. To support our guests, please go visit them on social media and share their pages with your networks. I look forward to being here again next week and ask that you please comment and share this episode with your friends. Until next time, stay safe and be well.
Call the Rogers TV Viewer Response Line. Email us or connect with us on social media.
And I'm excited to be the new host of LDN ONT TV. Join me and my guests as we discuss the topics trending here in London, Ontario. Tune in Thursdays at 6:30 only on Rogers TV.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver